warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Alfina Fitri. I'm from class 4E of English Education Department. Now I will explain the material in chapter 3 about quantitative and qualitative difference and theory basic. Well, the first here is a determination method. The motivation of researchers to conduct research varies. There are studies that to improve and enhance a particular program or to assist in making good decisions. This means research is made for the purpose of program evaluation or policy evaluation. The purpose of the research will determine the interest reader or audience. Because the research objectives are different, the enthusiast readers or audience are also different. The question of when to use quantitative or qualitative methods in research depends on a number of things, as shown in the chart below. Okay, then here is a chart about basic use method. In the basic select method, there is an audience, data, question, and research purposes. Okay, next, another thing that determines the selection of a method is the data to be taken. Qualitative methods will use data taken through interviews, field observations, or existing documents, while the quantitative method will use survey data, testing experiments, or through questionnaires. Okay, then here is a chart about process of determining the type of method. The first is the problem, then the importance of research is divided into three, namely personal experience for qualitative, workplace experience for qualitative and quantitative, and researcher or expert input for quantitative and qualitative. Next, for quantitative methods, the quality of research determined by several things. First, instrument accuracy or measuring tools. Because of its measuring nature, the determination of the correct measuring instrument is the main requirement. Okay, next about difference between qualitative and quantitative. The difference between qualitative and quantitative methods is explained by Creswell 2008 with the chart below. Here is a chart about differences between qualitative and quantitative methods. In quantitative description, the process identification of problems, and the qualitative looking for meaning and meaning. The second, quantitative important rule, the process lead to literature, and the qualitative less rule. Well, that's for next. Okay, next, first in terms of problems. In this section, the researcher must provide clear reasons for the importance of the problem, issue, or phenomenon to be studied. Justification that the problem or issue to be studied is important can be proven by the researcher by presenting his own experience, other people, or other experts. because the sources of justification for the importance of the problem are different. The methods to be used are also different. And quantitative methods better describe the problem in the form of a description of the relationship between variables, causal relationship or causal, and comparative relationship or comparative, or associative relationships. Next, problems in qualitative research are usually formulated in general and broadly, but at the time of the collection through the interview, the problem will be narrowed down. This better depending on the progress of the interview and the information submitted by participants. Next, here is the chart of about search selection level. The shape of the library search classification pyramid show that the greatest search of literature must be books. The smallest search should be taken from the internet. In qualitative methods, data acquisition is usually through interview. The data that has been collected is then analyzed by first reading the entire text existing while summarizing and eliminating duplication, followed by making coding or classification. The result of this coding will span patterns, general or themes. And here is chart about qualitative data analysis process. The first, field data from interviews. Next, data meaning text. Next, read the whole text. And then, coding and classification. And then, description, pattern, and them. Data interpretation usually takes place in three stages. First, the researcher interprets the text submitted by participant. The next step, researchers rearrange the results of the first level of interpretation and get the theme of the theme. The third step is to connect the theme so that it can form theories, ideas, and thoughts new. The last about theoretical basis of qualitative method. In this section, several perspectives will be discussed, namely phenomenology, symbolic interaction, ethnography, heuristics, and hermeneutics. Number 1, phenomenology. Phenomenology means knowledge as seen in consciousness. Knowledge here it means what a person perceives, what is felt and known through awareness or his experience. Second, symbolic interaction. Social interaction is an approach widely used in social psychology. Social psychology himself is closely related to the thinking of George Herbert Mead and Herbert Blumer. And the third, ethnography. Ethnography aims to seek understanding about culture. Researchers who want to understand and culture community groups must spend sufficient time live with the community. Next, heuristics. This refers to the internal search process where one tries to understand the nature of experience. By using this method, the whole person researchers are involved in the process. The last, hermeneutics. The focus of hermeneutics in interpretation to understand and capture the deepest meaning of the information conveyed by participants. Hermeneutics requires understanding the correct context so that the original meaning can be revealed. The hermeneutic assumption that all things and activities learning is empirical, but all experience is always related and validated by our consciousness. Okay, well, maybe that's all I explained the material about quantitative and qualitative difference and theoretical basis. If there is a shortage, I apologize. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.